Cities are very stressful environments. There's a lot of other people around. There's a lot of hard surfaces. And all these things tend to introduce vibrancy and excitement, but they're really bad at providing repose and relaxation.
Urban greenery is to soften up the city and make it a much more livable place to be in.
Imagine waking up to the morning chorus of wild birds instead of pigeons. These are great indicators of health and sometimes, even culture identity.
That's why we believe that providing greenery into the development is important. URA is the planning authority for Singapore, and we are responsible for policies that integrate greenery into the built environment. The LARCH program is a package of initiatives that encourage greenery to be integrated back into the built environment. One of it is really the landscape replacement area policy, which requires landscape areas equivalent to the development site area to be reintroduced back into the site after the development is built.
We took a whole of government approach in greening Singapore in a vertical dimension. We have about 100 hectares today, both vertical gardens and rooftop greenery.
I think this is very exciting. When we remove land from being a piece of ground, we must replace it on the building in some way or another to the same area of land. One of the hot topics of the day is biophilic city. So the dream is the city where we're all wrapped up in this wonderful nature environment. Every morning you open the windows and the birds are singing. This is what we should be aspiring to.
We're also looking at this whole area of biophilic to create towns that are green as well as to help in the well-being for healthy living. We want to bring these towns and create biophilic framework to guide our new developments in our towns.
I think by and large, the various stakeholders like landscape architects and certainly developers are on the same page as the government agencies in promoting greenery through the LARCH program. Our most important stakeholder in the value chain are the customers. We have always had feedback from customers that they really enjoy the greenery. In the process of designing the greenery for Oasia Hotel, besides the customers within the development enjoying the greenery, we're also allowing customers outside the hotel to actually relax and to relieve their stress as well. And that has been very welcomed by our friends outside the building.
But the interesting thing is the Singapore vision is so compelling. Once people see the results, they really want that experience in their own city or climate. We completed 2 projects overseas with extensive planting. One is the Grove in China and the other one is the Pano and the Met in Bangkok.
What we bring to the world is this institutional and soft skills for people, bringing all these ideas into a form of knowledge to create the ideal environment for people to succeed.
We want to push the boundaries. We want to make sure that these green spaces that we create on built environments are more functional. The one way we do it is that we promote gardening. Actively encourages residents in the building or building occupiers to come down and do gardening under the Community in Bloom program. And that helps as a social space because it's actively used by people that live in that environment.
Concept for Khoo Teck Puat Hospital is hospital in a garden, garden in a hospital. So it's a hospital without boundaries whereby the community have access to the hospital. I think a lot of visitors here use the hospital not for its hospital functions. So it's anything but what you normally associate a hospital for. I believe that the hospital caters to everybody. So it's not just a hospital for patients, not just patient-centric hospital. It's a people-centric facility. So I felt what was very important for Khoo Teck Puat, how it turned out to be what it is today, is that you must have the right users because they really believe from the onset that yes, the solution, what I want, is to have a green hospital. And green in all sense, not just meaning that it's a sustainable hospital, but literally full of plants and animals and insects because they feel that contribute to the overall healing environment that they believe in, that they want to create for its users.
HDB has always considered greenery as a very important part of the HDB townscape. They also create spaces for residents to use. We get from residents that they do like the rooftop greenery and not just the greenery on the ground. This is also for our residents to enjoy.
As long as we own it, we are part of the city, If we want to build a city, we must create it together. So this co-creation part and being the champion and the owner is very important. As Singapore becomes more mobile in terms of using electrical vehicles, etc., then foraging actually becomes possibility. So your landscape becomes edible, not just turning to a farm, but literally pluck a pandan leaf off the road verge for your green bean soup. It will be very, really interesting.
The reason why we're motivated to try and find these solutions is because we really love Mother Nature, we love planet Earth. The world is actually in quite a critical state and is in dire need of really successful, sustainable urban prototypes. And Singapore is one of the few places in the world it could actually happen. So we're really hoping to engage the Singapore public sector and see how the built environment can really support a Singapore that's self-sufficient in food, water, and in energy. And I think if that could be done, that would be amazing and the whole world would be taking notice.